So here's the deal. I have a few cameras I need to work on. I've got a lot actually. I want to do a quick video for tomorrow, something kind of easy to edit. So we're going to kind of focus on that. I have two cameras the customer sent in, so I'm going to do quick inspections on those because I need to do them. Figured I'd record it, talk over it a little bit, and then have that video ready for tomorrow. And then tonight I'm going to focus on this, and then also this. I've not talked about this issue before yet, but this should make for a very good video. A little painful for me, but instructional for you. But for now, let's go over these customer cameras. We have K1000, Pentax K1000. It's got one, oh, I do like these lens caps that just kind of, that's always fun. Dink. I'm going to take the strap off just for my own peace of mind. I'm also going to take the lens off and put it back in the bag so I know where it is. So first off, the initial inspection is obviously a huge dent right there. It's pretty obvious for me. It might not pick up on camera as much, but I mean, obviously that's not looking too hot. No film in here. Frame counter resets. Okay. Alright, that sounds pretty good. Let's see about light meter. I just had it. Where did it go? This is one of the older K1000s. Talked about this before a few times, but if you're really interested, there's a few things that kind of make it easy to identify whether it's older or not. One, metal, first of all. Second, the Asahi logo here and there, and also if they have the sticker, it'll say assembled in Hong Kong. The newer ones were assembled in China. They don't have the Asahi, and they're more than likely going to be plastic. So I did not test the voltage of that battery. Figured just toss in a fresh one so that way I know. Interesting. Okay. So we have movement. Oh, good. This is going to be really weird. Okay. This is going to be a really weird one. Oh, no. Okay, so a few things first. We have to keep in mind that there's this giant dent here. That's obviously going to affect something. What it is, we don't know just yet. But things we do know that are right here. There is the little board readout for the aperture resistor. And there's also the prism that sits right behind here. So I don't think that the prism moving would cause too much of an issue unless it lodged back and affected the cells somewhat. But I feel like that would kind of be very difficult to achieve, and there would be other issues involved there. What happened though, I put the new battery and the needle dropped all the way to the bottom. And even on like the slower speeds, even with adjusting this and even with having the ASA readout as high as it is, we're still getting very little to no movement, even with it being pressed up against the light source. So all those things taken into account, it would go to show that there is low resistance in coil 2, which is causing the needle to drop, and one of the variables in the system is wrong. We talked about this in the previous video, the K1000. I believe I was talking about prism sizes and just the meter, so check that out there. If not, I can do a quick little draw up of it. Why not? We have some time. We have the Galvin meter, and that's the needle housing, right? And then in this, there is the coil, and there is a coil. And these two coils, based upon the charges, cause a certain amount of resistance, which moves this needle either up or down. So things that feed into that, you've got the CDS cell resistors, just right here. This is the viewfinder. Those kind of feed into here. I believe it's high, low, and flash point. I'm pretty sure. I think that's right. Yeah, high, low, flash point. And then you have your aperture resistor, which is the lens. There's basically, actually I have one right here. I took it apart. This like little brush system, and then this is what I move around to kind of adjust the resistance as if there was a lens mounted on the camera. So that feeds into here, and then also you have the speed resistor over here, which is your shutter speed and your ASA. Those run over there to the board. Then also you have your power input. So the power input is what's going to create charge for these coils, and that charge is thus going to be affected by these incoming resistance features, basically. So it's settling down is showing that there is either light is not being registered, because the more light there is, the less resistance is in this coil, thus the meter rises. However, it's showing that there's no light, it's underexposed, the needle's going down, so there's something either wrong with this board back here or one of these other components. But what we'll do, manana, is I'm going to test the CDS board here. I'm going to test the resistance here. There's a small little transistor, I think it is, that sits right there, so I'll test that. I'm going to make sure that the power that goes up to the board is 100%. That's always a good thing to check, even though the needle is moving. If the needle was sitting in the middle, that means there's no power, but because the needle is moving, I can pretty much determine that there is power. Just want to make sure it's the full 1.5 volts, so I'll check the connection point there, and yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. But I suspect it's probably something wrong with the board and or something wrong with the resistance. Boom, ME Super. Everybody loves to see them. So this one's actually kind of interesting for a few reasons, but first I want to point out this lens looks funky, right? But it's just the standard 50-1.7. However, it does have this on it. You're saying it's a lens filter, you moron. And yes, you're correct, I'm a moron, but it's a 52mm thread. Sitting underneath here is the 49 to 52mm adapter, because typically this is a 49mm lens. So kind of interesting in like a non-interesting way. I just saw it and I was like, oh, that's neat. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share. Also, the 51.7s, these are a real treat because they're a lot lighter than the 51.4 and pretty much the same functionality. There's not a big difference between 1.4 and 1.7, but you didn't hear that from me. Also, I think the glass is pretty much the same. I think the 51.4 is in a spherical lens, so like the coating on the elements is like a little bit different, but like really, I mean, I would be very impressed if somebody could point out a distinct difference between the two. And maybe you can, maybe your eyes are better than mine, but potato, potato, potato to me. I mean, whatever works. I don't think it's like a deal breaker for anybody. This customer sent it in, said it was grandpa's camera. He wants it to be restored, and I'll be honest, the customer's watching. First of all, thank you for sending it in. But also, this is going to be needing a lot of restoration work. Nothing like terrible, nothing we've not seen before, but she green. There's just a lot of fun little flavors here. So a couple things. First, the mirror is stuck up, so we kind of know what that means. I made a video about it. I will put that right there. Pop open the back, and we're just going to, again, see those two dots, press down, hear that sound. That would be the mirror coming down. And of course, now, there's so much to maneuver out of the way here. That's why I don't like having straps, but that's fine. Anyway, we have the infinite winding issue. Nah, just kidding, just playing. Okay, so that's that. We know that that's gonna happen. The other thing to note is that it's missing this little decal that's there. It probably fell off in the camera somewhere. I think MS is Mississippi, I want to say. And I think that's where this is from, and that would kind of explain some of the kind of build up and stuff. Because this camera's from 76 at the very earliest, so it is likely that it's been around for a minute. And if it's in that kind of more humid climate, these things are more likely to happen. That's just the nature of the beast. So again, nothing that the customer did wrong, it's just kind of how it happens. We have some signs of buildup there on the plate, so we'll clean that off. I'm gonna get these out of there first though. And this is just gonna make sure to test to see whether or not there is going to be power. The age-old question, will the ME Super work? Oh hey, look at that, there is power. I need to find a nickel or something, this is bad. I had a British pound. That was like perfect for this, but I can't find it. Oh, here we go. So this one has power, it has the infinite wind. There's a little bit of a gumminess right there on the front leatherette, on the top as well. You can see here that also the top is looking a little bit worse for wear, so that's going to need to be cleaned. That's moving. There's a lot of buildup there as well. Bottom looks relatively okay. So infinite wind has power, and then we'll see if it fires after that. Other than that though, it will live to take another picture one day. So that is it. That is it for the customer input camera extravaganza this evening. Just got these in today, so I wanted to do a quick run through of them. Special shout out to the customers for sending them in. Appreciate it as always. If you have cameras that you want sent in for repairs, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm still in the process of getting back into some kind of workflow groove, so I apologize. I'm going to try to get back to everybody as soon as possible, but until then I do appreciate your patience. If you have any special requests, things you want to see, make sure to comment that down below. Got some more bigger projects coming out that I'm really excited for, but for now I'm going to try and just kind of keep consistent with the repair videos, random talks and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you for watching, appreciate it as always. I'll catch you on the next one.